I'm often asked by people who have been arrested for DUI what they should have done at the time they were pulled over by the police. Typically, people are pulled over for a traffic violation. Many police officers from about the hours of midnight till 3 or 4 in the morning drive around and just look for traffic violations, no matter how minor, in order to see how the people are, make an observation, decide if they have a chance to arrest them for driving under the influence of alcohol. If you are pulled over by the police and have been drinking, here's a few things that you should know. First thing that will likely happen is the officer will ask you for your identification. You're required to do this, so give him your driver's license and insurance card. The next thing that usually happens is the police will ask, have you been drinking tonight? You have no obligation to answer any questions, and no matter how much alcohol you admit to drinking, whether it's 1 beer, 2 beers, or 10, the admission of alcohol consumption alone is something that officer is looking for in deciding whether or not to arrest you for DUI. So it's better not to answer any questions about drinking. If an officer smells alcohol, he'll usually make some other observations that he may note slurred speech or glassy eyes, and then he's going to ask the person to get out of the car for field sobriety tests. The thing you need to know about this is you don't have to do field sobriety tests. Most officers will say, step out of the car for a minute, I'm going to check you to make sure you're okay to drive, and not tell the person that they have an option of cooperating or refusing to do these tests. These tests are very difficult under any circumstances to perform, and it's usually to your advantage not to do them, particularly in a situation where it's dark, there could be bad weather, you're nervous, you're by the side of the road. None of these are the peak situations to do something that involves balance and coordination. If you don't do any field sobriety tests and you haven't admitted to drinking, then the officer is faced with the decision of whether or not to arrest you. And if he has arrested you without probable cause, anything that happens from that arrest can be thrown out, including the breath test if you take it. So, to recap, if you are pulled over by the police, the best thing to do is don't make any admissions of consuming alcohol, don't do any field sobriety tests, and ask if you are free to leave.